Hey, good evening, and welcome to another McMuscles Midnight Massacre chapter. You know what's great?
What?
The 90s, specifically 1999.
Okay.
So many memories.
99 or 98? It says 98 here, but when we watched it, it did say 99.
So you just threw them away. Nice.
Yeah.
So we were watching Urban Legend, which I have seen one scene of. Do you remember the scene I'm talking about? But previously, like I'd never seen.
You had
this.
never seen this movie.
But there's a line in it I remember, so it must have been on TV or something, because the rest of it I had no recollection of.
What are you telling me this? Which line?
But we'll get to it in a second.
Okay.
Why don't you take us through the setup of the Urban Legends when you're not...
I got my 90s lip gloss on and stuff's getting stuck in it.
That's fine.
So the premise is simple. Scream was a big success.
That is the premise.
What year was Scream? I think the first one was in...
Like 96?
96 or something like that, yeah. So they're like, you know what's working really well? A bunch of like, teens, but later teens or teens, you know, high school teens, college teens. Yeah. In a situation and it being sort of like tongue-in-cheek and there being
Fourth
a killer.
Wall breaking a little bit.
And we don't know who the killer is and that's the premise. So.
And then it's always going to be one of the teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not. Sometimes it's someone's mom. Anyways.
Or a fisherman.
Yes. So they decided to set this in the college and they had, their thing was it was going to be a killer that's going to use urban legends to like go around killing people.
Yeah, so
seemingly at random.
So stuff like, oh, the call's coming from inside the house and the guy's going to kill you.
Guy and a girl and they're parked out in the woods. The guy steps out and the girl starts to hear these scratching noises. It's her dead boyfriend hung from a tree.
Oh God, so why don't we talk about the cast?
The cast is exceptional.
I was shocked to see Jared Leto because he's in the news because he's a loser. So, what?
Hater? What do you mean? Why is he losing?
Oh, I wanted to be in the Joker. No, he's the Joker. Well, don't be a shit Joker then. Also, he has a weird cult where he charges $5,000 for people to spend a weekend with him on a weird cult, and he calls himself Jesus. So yeah, I'm a hater.
If you think I would not spend $5,000 to spend a weekend with fucking Jordan Catalano, you have mistaken who you married.
Well, he's a weirdo.
Because I would.
Anyway.
Have you heard his music?
Yeah, I have.
Anyways, they took these roles. There's also Rebecca Gerhardt, she's the one with the curly hair.
Yeah.
Alicia DeWitt, which you like couldn't place to save your life, which is the redhead girl. I
thought she was from that 70s show. It was just really
you can get her mixed up, but whatever. And Tara Reid. My Tara Reid wig. But
is this before or after American Pie? I want to say maybe it's the same time.
It's around the same time.
Anyway.
So poor Tara Reid. Interesting fact though, one Miss Sarah Michelle Gellar, aka Buffy, aka Summers, was supposed to actually have the role that Tara Reid got, but like scheduling conflicts, so she had to drop out. A lot of different people were supposed to be cast in this, but I was like,
I can tell.
Buffy, because it was a really raunchy role. Like she plays Sasha, I think her name is. She's like the radio host, like a sex show for the college radio sex show.
So that's the line I was gonna say. I remember this line where she's got a caller and she's like, oh, I have this weird problem. They're like, come on, spit it out. She's like, that's the problem. I didn't. I remember that because I remember going, what does that mean? I don't get it. Time for Biker Master Mars! So
you're failing to say that you're like 16 at this point or whatever. You're just like
but like I just remembered that line, and then the rest of the movie, I'm like, I must have just seen a clip of this, or I don't know. Anyway,
maybe like raunchy clip of 90s movies.
Yeah, you know what? All these characters, maybe except for the main girl, they're all pretty scummy, shitty people that don't.
Even the main girl's a scumbag.
That's true. But like, she's more like baby face, like I'm the hero girl kind of. But she has the
torment was centered on her. It was one of those. There's gonna be a body count, but only she sees them, and then like the bodies get hidden, so no one believes her. Yeah, it's one of those, which is kind of annoying.
But nobody believes her. Everyone's kind of not friends. They're all kind of like just apathetic. One of the guys like always pulls pranks, another guy just makes fun of everyone. Jared Leto's kind of a scumbag.
Oh yeah, there's Lex Luthor too, but with hair.
Yeah, Lex Luthor with hair, he's there. Jesse Eisenberg.
There's also Freddy Krueger, who's the Professor Krueger.
This is a movie of red herrings, because there's about 6 characters that are red herrings. That's a little much. Then there's even that other guy that's like the weird gravekeeper or whatever he was. Weirdo.
He's the janitor.
Gravekeeper, janitor. It's the type of like
He's
movie.
on Supernatural as like the death, like the
that makes sense.
Anyways, whatever.
That's the type of occupation that they have in these types of movies, either gravedigger or janitor. Or they're like, it's you. So yeah, who's the urban champion? I mean, who's the
urban champion? So here's the thing with this
legend killer.
His outfit.
Yeah, explain this.
His outfit is a black large parka with like a fur trimmed hood, and the hood is down, and somehow it obscures his whole face. Okay, and like black workman's boots and like Dickies that are black also. Whatever. Okay, so very nondescript. And the reason this was the costume was because originally this movie is to be like shot in the wintertime because it's shot in Toronto at a Toronto university. I forget which one.
Yeah.
But it happened to be really, really warm, so they rewrote it so it wasn't winter time, but they kept his outfit.
Yeah.
So he's wearing this parka in like fall.
I'm not gonna say it's the summer, but it's definitely the fall.
Okay?
Yeah, everyone's it's not summer wear.
So, but it is also the second killer design that has like a coat as design. So you mentioned kind of, I know what you did last summer, has the raincoat.
Raincoat, yeah, obscures his face too.
Again, so it's like, it's really, they were close to each other also, I think, because I think I knew what you did last summer was the second one after Scream to like, they start upping them out, right?
I think so.
And I'm like, another coat killer, like at least you were saying Valentine, he had that mask, the cherub mask.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different. Masks can always be different, but this is just like, it's a coat with a hood.
I mean, if it was the winter setting, then it's like kind of, it could be anybody.
Yeah, because we all have these parkas.
But there's only one motherfucker wearing it, so it's like...
In Canada, everyone has the same parka. Let me fucking tell you.
It's really close.
Not me.
So yeah, that's the basic premise, but like that's going into like negatives and positives too. Even though all these movies are a base level of trash, like a lot of the latter Scream movies were like okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, they're reaching.
All of them, I'm still always interested in like who's the killer.
If it's new to you, if it's the first time you've seen it, you're always gonna be like, well, who is it?
Yeah.
And you literally at the denouement, like the scene where it was gonna be revealed, you guessed every single person except the person who was the killer. You're like, it's them. We know they're dead. They could still be alive. And then we would see all the dead bodies one by one of the people. You shouted out. You're like, oh, I guess it's not him.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing because it means I have no idea who the killer is, which is good. Because they did do a good job with some red herrings. I'm like, it has to be him. Like and it's totally someone I didn't actually expect. They even have like kind of a not a plot hole, but it seems like they have kind of an intentional loss of information about where someone went so quickly, like a dead body, where you're like, I wonder if they're really dead. I'm not sure. So a lot of that was good. I like the 90s it of it all. Danielle Harris, who's like in lots of horror movies.
She's in it too.
She plays a goth chick. She's always listening to like Marilyn Manson or like Static X or some shit like that. Like
she's surely the local intranet for like dick, for like goth.
Is there a dick?
Come to my room with your goth dick.
Please have a dick.
At one point the maid girl comes in because they're roomies, right? So she has her goth side of the room all painted black and all super goth, and she's on her like, give me the goth dick.
It's like Two-Face's house.
And then yeah, exactly, kind of. And the girl comes in and she picks up the phone because she wants to use the phone. You hear like,
because she's trolling for dick.
Yeah, no, because she's trying to use the phone and that one's on the internet. And she's like, I need the phone. And she's like, it's my room too. I need to use the internet for dick.
And this AOL password is only going to stay active for so long.
So like kids today will never know.
Yeah.
They'll never know of your mom picking up the phone. Internet.
And I was playing an online game of StarCraft, Mom. Don't open the phone.
She's like, pause it for dinner.
I can't pause it online. Anyway, some of the deaths, like specifically talking about the Goth Girl gets this really. It's not a spectacular death, but the scenario.
It's clever.
So there's a lot of some of them towards the latter half, and some people you don't even see get killed. They just get killed off screen. They just show up. Their bodies or whatever. And there's some that I'm like, oh, you literally just got killed with an axe. But they're still like clever, the ones that were there. Like the first couple, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And that's fun. Someone thought about that. I guess in terms of positives. That's pretty much what I have to say. Was there anything else you were kind of into?
Well, listen, like, I'm gonna like it just like you said, the 90s of it all, this, like, the little tongue-in-cheek stuff here and there, like, I mean, is it my favorite one of these?
It's not mine.
Is it
They
one
made
of the
a
top
sequel.
tiers? No, there's 2 sequels, girl.
I didn't know there's 2.
One is called, like, Bloody Mary.
Oh, and the other one's
Urban
called,
Legend?
like, Final Cut or something. I don't know.
We should watch them.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see what happens.
There's like 6 Final Destination movies. I only ever seen one, so.
Oh, no, I've seen like 1 or maybe 2.
Okay. In terms of negatives, it was kind of like all these characters are pretty unlikable. Even the main character has some things about her past where I'm like, it leads into the story, obviously, but I was just kind of like, I kind of want you all to die. I don't really want any of you to sort of live. I guess there was that.
Oh, I have a positive. I forgot.
Sure.
The lady cop, Madame.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, she was good. I liked her.
Right.
But it didn't make no sense that, okay, this is going to go into negatives, dislikes. So she's the security guard of this campus, but, like, she has 2 guns on her. Like, I know we're Canadian, we don't know about these things, but for us, security guards are not armed.
No, to me, that seemed like, because there's a battle with a gun.
Because she wants to be a cop. Like, that don't matter.
And she's battling with the killer, and it seemed to me like they just fucked up and they just had a second gun out of nowhere.
No, she had it in her boot, I think.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
She really likes guns. She was watching Jackie Brown. She's into it.
She was looking at a poster of Jackie Brown, and she's all like into it. She's like, yeah, I can do this. So that was kind of fun, but... other than that, like the killer design, like we already talked about, is like really lame. Like it doesn't have to be the most memorable thing ever, but because of the loss of the winter setting, like change it up a little bit. I don't know
where it made no sense is that there's one scene also where she's looking down, the main girl's looking down at her friend that's swimming laps in a pool. So, and then she's like up in the glass and she's looking down, and a person with the coat comes in. The coat and these work boots and workman's pants, and he's menacingly walking around the perimeter of the pool while she's doing laps.
When you're in a pool, it echoes. You're gonna hear someone walking around.
Whatever, the girl was just swimming. Yeah. So the person gets there, and this girl's like, oh no, it's the killer, coming to kill my friend, banging on the glass door. And then the person unzips the coat, and it's just some other bitch in a bathing suit there to swim. Why in God's name would you be coming in here in your winter parka and your work? Like, that's not how swimmers, like, came in from the outside, not from, like, the changing room.
But that's just not a red herring per se.
That was ridiculous.
But like a false thing to get the crowd. But it made no sense.
Yeah, it was stupid.
I mean, like a lot of these, like, 90s slasher kids movies in the Scream mold, they're, like, have 1 or 2 of these scenes that makes no sense. But they threw it in there to make you think a thing was happening when it really wasn't.
Well, there was a reason why they did that, but, like, whatever. It was stupid.
Yeah. So, aside from all that, this doesn't strike me as particularly memorable. Valentine, to me, which we watched last year, had a little bit more going on.
Yeah, but I feel like that even did less good, like maybe money and
probably
like numbers wise of like ratings. But this one, people know Urban Legend more than they know Valentine.
Yeah, no, I get you that, but like at the same time,
it was more enjoyable for different reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, to you who's never seen them, it's all new to you. So you're like, I don't know who it is. It could be anybody. This is awesome. I love watching this.
That's why it's kind of entertaining.
But I feel like without that, would you feel the same way? Like if you had already seen them and you knew who the guy was.
I'd probably like the movie a lot less.
Yeah, okay.
Because here's the thing.
So he was like a whodunit.
In most 80s slashers, you know exactly who the villain is. It's the guy with the fucked up face, or has this weird backstory, Cropsy, or like if you're talking about Friday the 13th one, that was kind of a whodunit. You never saw the killer.
Yeah.
But in the 90s,
you always knew whodunit.
Yeah. In the 90s, though, you mostly that was. When you think about the decade in terms of horror, it was a lot of just that.
Yeah.
It was a lot of who the hell's the killer?
Who could it be?
Because it followed the same mold, like most of the movies you remember. I mean, yeah, there's sequels from old franchises that were in the 90s, but that's neither here nor there. So just this, for me, just kind of was like, I probably won't remember this in like a few months or whatever. I'll be like, what was that again? And who was in it? I don't know. So would you recommend watching this if you've never seen it before?
I feel like only to people who've never seen it before and who know something a little bit of like the pop culture of the late 90s, 1999.
If you're into 90s cinema, it's definitely in there. You know, if you haven't seen it, then yeah, I'd say it's worth a watch.
We've already seen it. You haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe rewatch it. That's why I was excited, like nostalgia things and stuff.
I don't know. I'd rewatch it. Nice. I'd rewatch Valentine, but not so much. I don't know about Valentine.
Yeah, you really like Valentine.
Going into it, I don't know. It is what it is. So that was Urban Legend. You know, not sure if we'll return to the series in the future, but who knows. And that'll conclude another McMuscles Midnight Massacre. Any other 90s slasher movies anyone want to suggest for us? Like, throw them in the comments below. Maybe we'll get around to it one day. You never know.
You look cute.
It's the urban legend of Matt wearing your sunglasses.
You always gotta put them. Here's a fashion tip. A bit down, so that not too down. There you go. Look at me, because you have to see your brows. Ooh. Now, look at me and say, my mom says I can't hang out with you anymore.
My mom says I can't hang out with you anymore.
Nice.